Yo, just want to remind you we are 2 days away from the next 5-3 summer drop. The first 100 people get a free jet tag, everybody gets a free decal for the day, and the 100th order is free. Follow our Instagrams and Twitter for more information on the product drop. I see you guys there, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time on Friday. Enjoy the video. I thought I heard something scraping in front of my car. Sorry, little guy. Alright, I ran to the store and I got a bunch of sandpaper and Bondo to finish up the kit. It's kind of a busy day. It's actually Victoria's and my 2-year wedding anniversary today. So, got a lot to do in a very packed time, and especially since Bondo has to dry, I'm gonna be busy. Let's get going. Last video, we got all of the countersunk hardware on. Just raising her up a little bit so that I can access this. Today, this is the tedious part that no one really ever wants to do. I kind of like it. It's like artistic and it's like, you really have to take your time and do a really good job at it. Today we're doing Bondo work. I've never done this extensive of a job on a body kit before. I mean, we did the Subaru and I learned what to do and what not to do. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. So the plan is to make sure you, one, can't see any of these rivets. Got to cover up these little guys. I had to cut this so that the body kit would actually fit. Got to cover up these rivets, cover up those holes, and make sure that basically you can't see a body kit on the car. It's going to be a good amount of work. It might even take me more days than I expected. Even like this by the door, I'm going to try and get that to work, but that's definitely going to be a tough one. Went ahead and got a few things. So some stick-on 120 and 220. The 120 is basically going to act as like a flapper disc to really cut and grind away like big edges like this. This part right here will have, like, I'm gonna get like down to the bare metal up to like right here. Because I'm gonna be bondoing from here all the way to like up here. And as you Bondo, you wanna, I did learn my lesson the first time when I did the Subaru, you wanna go from a really low grit and you wanna keep gradually getting higher and higher and higher. So I have 220, I have 120, 220. I do have some 400 I can do by hand. Got some 600, then I got some 800, then I got some 1500. You wanna just keep going up and gradually making it as smooth as possible, or else it's going to look rough and it's not going to look right whenever it's all painted. Then I got Bondo, and I got some more tape because I'm gonna need to tape up a lot of stuff. So anyways, like I said, it's gonna be a lot of work, so I need to go ahead and just get started. I'm gonna start taping stuff up. Yeah, I'm just gonna start working.
Tell everybody I see. I'm gonna tell everybody I agree. I'm gonna tell everybody I see. I'm gonna tell everybody I agree.
Not too extravagant, but you know, it is what it is. Now that I've got the important areas masked off so that I don't get crap everywhere, I am gonna start bondoing.
I'm gonna tell everybody I see. I'm gonna tell everybody I agree. I'm gonna tell everybody I see. I'm gonna tell everybody I agree. I'm gonna try to be your woman. I'm trying to be your.
I'm gonna mix this in a very smooth fashion. You wanna make sure you're not like mixing it, you wanna be like scooping it. So that's like the best way to mix it because you don't want bubbles in this. If you get bubbles in your Bondo, then you're not gonna have a good time. If you've watched people make fresh ice cream, you're kind of doing the same deal that they're doing right now. Nasty in here. Okay, so I've done a lot of 120 sanding, and boys, I gotta say, dude, for my first time doing a molded kit, I feel like I'm kind of killing it right now. As you can see, I'm filing this down to actually make it like flush with the body. It's actually going to be the same height as the trunk. It's not gonna be lifted up or anything like that. Like, I am trying to make this look like this kit was never installed. Like, it was literally OEM. The door is definitely being a little bit of a pain. I have a really, really nice lip right here, as you can kind of see. It actually flows really well, but right here, the door is just so thin. It's hard to make it line up perfectly, which is not a big deal. I can definitely keep going, and I can make it look good. I don't know why, but this is really fun to me. Okay, so this side is pretty much done, except for this little part. Hopping over here, I went ahead and got this started. I'm gonna let this dry and sit for a bit. It's still hardening, I'm gonna wait till it's completely done. But this is how the other side started, so you know what? You gotta start somewhere, boys. This actually is a little bit uglier than the other side because I had to do a lot of filler in getting all this done. This actually is turning out better than the other side did, and I'm pretty stoked about that. It is a freaking mess in here, dude. Honestly, this is pretty fun, but I hate sanding just because it makes a mess. I wanted to get this all done in one day, but I'm definitely gonna go spend some time with the wife, and they'll come back tomorrow and finish it up. So it's been a while. I had some friends come over for the 4th of July weekend, so I had to take a little bit of a hiatus from doing this. But let me give you guys a little bit of an update on what's been going on and how much progress I've made. Listen, I don't want to say the B word, but I'm gonna go ahead and say the B word. This side's been a little bitch to deal with, and this body kit is like not wanting to mold right here. I kind of filed down a lot so that it would at least get pretty close to the door, but it's just hard to do. I need to go ahead and just keep on sanding and make it a little bit smoother right here. And then I need to start primering. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do some priming and sanding to finish this up today. This is a lot of work, guys. This is a lot of work. So I've let the primer dry for a good amount of time. I guess it's just still not enough time. So it's bunching up a little bit and it's not cooperating as much as I wanted to. So I've got everything primed. As you can see, I went ahead and did another coat, but there's some spots that are like bunching up. Kind of see that right there. It's actually turning out really, really smooth. There's a couple spots that I could probably go ahead and touch up, but I think whenever we do like the real filler primer on this, it might end up filling a lot of this up, and I'm actually pretty stoked how this is turning out. Look at that though. Like, I molded it to the freaking door. You almost can't even tell that this is a bolt-on kit, dude. Like, look at this, man. Aside from a couple little things that you just need to ignore right now, like, that looks great. That looks actually awesome. Over here, it's actually looking really good. This side was a little bit harder. It was definitely not as forgiving, and I had to do a lot of work, but even still, it is turning out to be okay. So I'm gonna let this sit here for about 3 or 4 hours. Then I'm gonna come back, take some 220 grit. Then I'm gonna move up to 320. Then I'm gonna move up to 600, wherever that went. Then 800, then 1500. I'm gonna make it as smooth as possible and as nice as possible. So, a few hours from now.
Tell everybody I see. I'm gonna tell everybody I agree. I'm gonna tell everybody I see. I'm gonna tell everybody I agree. I'm gonna tell everybody I see. I'm gonna tell everybody I agree. I'm gonna tell everybody I see. I'm gonna tell everybody I agree. I'm gonna tell to be your papa. I'm got to be your papa.
I'll clean up.
A couple more hours of sanding. I think we got it. And here we are. The molded body kit. It's literally flying off the car. It's kind of funny. You know what, dude? That's not too bad. You almost can't even, wow. Actually, like,
I can't tell.
whoa. Well, you guys obviously can't feel this, but this is smoother than a baby's butt. Because I used up to 1500 grit. Try it, babe. Just like touch the primer. It's pretty cool. There's obviously a lot of overspray and it's very messy right now, and that will obviously change, but this car is not finished with full paint prep and I still have to do this, and it's got some tape everywhere. But guys, I'm really stoked about this. I know a lot of people don't agree with my methods, and oh, that's funny, because I was gonna say politely, you can suck it. It's pretty good. Like, there's a couple spots that are not like the dandiest, you know, in the world. Like, I mean, there's a little bit of a lip here, but dude, like, I mean, before all of this, I mean, there was just a bolted on, riveted on body kit. I need to do a little bit more sanding, but that was probably the good side. This side took a lot out of me, honestly. Like, I sanded, I hand sanded, I rotary sanded, whatever you want to call that. Like, I sanded a lot on this side, and it actually turned out pretty damn good. Like, not too shabby, not too shabby. I really like the way that the doors came out. This was really, honestly, this was probably the hardest part, was getting a door to like actually like mold on, especially like the whole way across. I think once there's actually get some primer on the entire car and you know, get a color on it, I don't really think you're gonna be able to tell. Pretty cool. I'm pretty stoked about this, guys. There's gonna be a few mess ups here and there. It's not actually like 100% perfect, but you know what? I think that's why, honestly, I think that's why I have a YouTube channel. It's because, like, I take pride in at least trying to do things myself. If you guys have watched over the past few years, like, I did a really, really crappy job of installing car parts 2 years ago. But because of those crappy jobs, I'm now really good at it. And I use that kind of same approach with stuff like this. Little update, these are delivered. I need to go pick them up from Greyhound. So I will have those very, very, very soon. One more look at these doors. Whew. Don't even know it's there. I'm gonna completely repaint all the trim and stuff like that. Like, they literally like spray painted this and it was really bad. I need to repaint all of this. I mean, the car was literally roller painted, I think. The entire thing was roller painted, so here you go, dudes. Here's your look at it. She's molded, she's good to go. So I want you guys to know, I do read your comments. I do see a lot of them. Some of you guys are kind of helpful, but you know, when you comment on a video just to get top comment, just to try and prove a method that I did wrong, it's not very good, not very helpful. So if you guys have anything to say or anything to help about the rest of the process, you're more than welcome to email me or message me on Twitter. All this waiting to the last second just to get top comment on my video is that you're not really helping me. I noticed you guys were super bummed about the not welding the inner fender in after I cut it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it to a shop. I will take it to a shop eventually to do that. Also, until I was like done with this, I had never even heard of using the fiberglass filler versus Bondo. But I do want to say, sometimes I read comments and sometimes I see your comments, but really, if you genuinely want to help, I do just want to say, like, reach out to me. Actually reach out to me. Today's advice for you guys, I want to leave you, I said this on Instagram yesterday, but I think it's really important. I want you guys to, whatever's going on in your life, I want you to keep pushing. Just keep pushing through it, because someday, no matter how boring you think your life is, no matter how meaningless you think what you're going through is, your story, you never know how much your story might affect somebody someday. You know, when I had a drug addiction in college, I never thought once that, you know, that I would be able to overcome that and help people. God, my Evo's so shiny. I'm so sorry, that was so random, but it's so nice looking. I never once thought to myself, like, oh, I'll be able to help people someday and maybe be able to give somebody advice. Like, that never crossed my mind. I just thought, oh, I have a drug addiction, I suck. Never once in my life, when I was struggling to pay for literally anything in college and making literally no money on YouTube and crying on my way home, wondering if my hard work would pay off, I never thought about that being like, you know, maybe I can use that story someday. So I want you guys to know that no matter what you're going through right now, no matter how meaningless or meaningful you might think it is, you never know how much your story can impact somebody. So make sure your story keeps on going and it never ends. That's my advice for you guys today. My voice just cracked. I'll see you guys on Friday, and make sure you guys are ready for the 5-3 supply drop at 12 p.m. We're ready for you. And the 100th order gets it free. Gets a free, whatever you got, it's free. Yes. Yo, you guys know the drill, but I do have 2 videos for you right in front of your dome skis. They're really sick videos, and you should watch them. That's all.